Hi, dyslexic genius here, Brett Hurt. What I'm going to talk about is an S reproducer and the hinge block that always breaks out. And this is the base piece to an S reproducer, and this is the top, and they fit together like that. But what happens is this little culprit right here, the hinge block, breaks out.
Move your hand, darling.
That's that little thing there.
Okay.
This is the nemesis to these. So what Edison did was, when they made these in pot metal, they drilled this hole too far or too close to the outside edge here. And you see how this one broke out. So what you have to do is we have to refix this. So I'll gently sand this out a little, just a couple of little strokes with 320 to widen that out. And then I will get my JB weld and I will mix a little dab of it, the white and the black together, and you stir it up with a stir stick and it turns gray. But what you want to do is take a flat razor blade, a straight razor like this, and you want to dip it into the goo. And you want to push it into the hole, because JB weld can be milled, drilled, and tapped. I bet most people don't know that, but it can. So you're going to fit that in, and it'll get all messy here on the top. Then you need to do is you need to have a 0.110 tap and drill tap size. I had to have mine made, and these are expensive because this is not over the counter. The only one that's over the counter is a 20120 that's over the counter. It's a very small little drill taps.
So you're going to do this while it's wet?
No, I'm going to wait till it dries, and then I come back to my test piece that I mixed up, and I go, yeah, that got hard. So the chemical reaction worked, and then I test all this. It says chemical reaction worked. And 100 years ago, when I did music boxes and other things, I built this jig. This is designed to drill out holes on gears and stuff. I use it on phonographs sometimes. You put this in here, and these two standy-uppy things hold it. And that little hole right there is the hole they use to drill. So now what you're going to do is you're going to mount this in the drill, in a drill press or a milling machine, and you're going to take the drill and you're going to set it in here. But you want the drill, it'll go in and out a little. You want to just barely touch the inside.
Can't you do this with a hand drill on your desk?
You couldn't do this with a hand drill on your desk. You can do this with drill press if you can mount it down solidly, you know, with a bunch of stuff you could figure out how to do it. But this, I made this thing, and it makes it a lot easier because I do a lot of them. And then you do all this, and then you drill it out, and then you tap from the inside. And then you will, after everything's done, you've drilled it, you come in and you literally can, you can do it with your hands like this. It's very easy. After you've done the tap, you will test the hole with your hinge block, and it'll fit in there.
So you don't have to sand that or anything after you put the JB weld in it?
Oh yeah, we're getting there. Now you're going to have a little bit of glob up here. So you're going to have to take a small file. I use a diamond file, and I just rotate like this till I get all of it down, and you'll see. And there'll be a little bump right there, but don't worry about that. And then after you do all that, and then you'll probably be a little goop here, you'll sand all that off. But you want to make sure that this ledge right here, we have this ledge right there, there's no JB weld in here. And you can kind of cut that out with a file or the straight razor, because this is my test carriage. It's broken. And you will set this in, and it fits in pivots. Everything's good. Now, after you've done all that, you're going to take some super glue. And this is the cool trick about this. This is the stuff I use to fix wooden horns when they're pivoting and stuff. We have videos on it. And you're going to put a light coat of super glue over here. And yes, a pinch might get into the threads, but don't worry about it. You hit this with a super glue, you kind of thin it, spread it around. You'll take the accelerator, you'll spray it. Boom, it's dry. Then you will get the Nemesis hinge block and see if it screws in. If it doesn't screw in, then you'll have to come back and re-tap through, and it'll tap right through that. But that's what you're doing is I've put the super glue in, but now I want a coat of something that's harder that goes way over on the outside. So this is in here, but I want something else to protect it from pulling out. So I'm adding the super glue as a protectant, and you just put a little bit of that on the edges, and there you go. You know, everything is absolutely rebuildable, but some of the rebuilding takes a lot of patience and a lot of time on how to get it done, as my mother-in-law would say, properly. And that's my tip for the day.